What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode. Honestly, I guess happy early New Year. Happy New Year's Eve. This episode should be coming out on the 31st later today. It's currently 1:34. And let's just get straight to it. We have 2024 coming up. 2023 is coming to complete according to the Western calendar. So, it's Universal Year was the 7 year. Hope you guys learned a lot of knowledge to be able to bring into next year, which is an 8 year. And this episode is just going to be talking about reflection, lessons learned from this year, and what to be mindful of next year. And basically, coming up 2024, it's going to be a universal 8 year. So that is going to be the universal energy of the year. Then you're also going to have your personal energy, which starts on your birthday. So your birthday is another new year for yourself. And yeah, 8, money, power, karma. We have the election cycle coming up, so things are going to be interesting. However, I've been reading, today I started phase 3, so I already did my 10 pages of reading, and I'm reading The Untethered Soul. So what I like to tell you guys is the things that whatever happens, externally out, don't give your emotions to it, and, be observant of who is observing that thing, because it's going to be a lot of shit. I mean, who knows? Because it's all consciousness and what you see. But with the election cycle coming up, the accountability for, the shots that came out a few years ago, you got the immigration thing going on. You have the side effects from, the shots, that shit going on, which is, the numbers are pretty shocking. That's probably going to be coming out next year, honestly. If you really haven't been aware, or you haven't been, seeing what's going on. For those that were asleep to all that shit, they may be, actually, this is real talk. They're going to be shocked. They're going to be like, wait, what the fuck? And then, all the people that were aware of all the shit that's going on, going to be like, man, welcome to the team, because we've been trying to tell you, we've been on your side, we've been trying to fight for y'all. Just next year, accountability is such a strong thing. So what happened in 2020 with the propaganda, with the shots and all that, people are basically dying from the side effects from that later. And not only that, that's only the beginning. But neither here nor there, it's pretty wild. So anyways, coming up to this universal 7 years, some of the things that I learned is time. That time is such you never get time back. And learning, my life had learning numerology, 8, money, power, karma, time is your greatest asset. And then, 6 energies with time. So 6 is related with time, and really realizing what do you utilize with your time, because we really all have the same 24 hours. It's just time is such a big factor. And one thing that you guys can do to improve how you utilize your time is to break your day into quarters. So actually, I don't like saying break, anyways, so you can split your days into quarters, maybe having 3 quarters, one day from 6 to 12, 12 to 6, 6 to 12. What I personally do is I do 4. So I do quarter 1 from 5 to 9, and then quarter 2 from 9 to, I think it's 1. Hold on. Let me check my calendar. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. Just reviewing. Yeah, so quarter 1. Quarter 1's from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Then quarter 2 is from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then quarter 3 is from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then quarter 4 is from 8 to 10 p.m. So you can split that up with getting your whatever priority. So, what I recommend to my clients is you have your well-being, then you have your business, career, finances, and then you have your relationships, family, self. So yeah, you got 3 different buckets, you got 4 buckets, whatever buckets that you guys feel that is right to you, because each person that I help and each client that I work with, Like, it's always customized to them because each person is different, so it's always a case-by-case study. However, success is boring, so, like, you really got to find the key habits that work for you. And that was one of the main things that I learned, like, this year. It's all about consistency and taking the right actions and not being fearful, like, be fearless. Like, so today I started phase 1, and actually that's going to be another episode, but one of the things, yeah, that'll be spoken on the other episode. But there was these ducks just in the middle. There was these ducks, like, it was probably like 30, 40 ducks, and they were blocking the road, like, to jog by. And then I backed up, and then I was like, hold on. I was like, the Christ consciousness, you just salute the divinity. You salute the divinity in the other, and they have no power to hurt you. So I saluted the divinity on the ducks, kept my head up, chest up, proud, like a man's supposed to walk. I walked right through them, and the ducks, they were minding their business. Did that twice when I passed by them. And then, yeah, like, just being present with your time. We got sidetracked there. All right, so back with the lesson. So that was lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 is I really learned, honestly, it really came down to time, because when I was doing phase and learning how to say no, and learning how to say no and how to delegate, because there was times, like, to learn from my mistakes. During my semester, I would have showings for my listing, and, like, instead of just delegating that showing that night, because I had class, I went and did I even go to class that day, or did I go late? I think I went. Damn, I don't know if I went that day because how long the showing went. So there was one time, yeah, I went to go do a showing, and then I had to miss class, and then I ended up not passing that class. That's a whole nother story. Like, time. Prioritizing your time, because then I realized with, like, a business deal I got. Like, it's wild. There'll be more. I'll be able to explain that later on. But I learned, really time, learning how to be present with yourself, how to have, like, you time, being okay with yourself and loving yourself, and then also building that spiritual connection with yourself. But, like, it's not even like that. It would really come down to, like, being aware, and then when you talk to people, like, having compassion. And I mean, this is always a case-by-case study, because, if someone try to fuck with you, don't take no bullshit. That's another thing. And then what else? Communication. Communication is vital. Under the 7 energy, relationships were tested under that 7 energy, and it really comes down to communication. A friend of mine, Yacy, she taught me that earlier I think that was around June. She told me that communication, and then realizing how communication can really solve a lot of things in your life, and communication with others, and most of all, communication with yourself. There was another thing that happened yesterday. Actually, I don't know if I can air this shit. Actually, no, I can't speak on that. Nah. All I can say is the bitch voice. So, like, your bitch voice would try to justify anything. Let me tell you, like, yeah, like, you know what? This is real as fuck. So I'm just be honest with y'all. This is funny. So there's this point star, and in my mind, like, because if you ask any man if they had an opportunity to fuck a porn star, most men would just say yeah. However, like I mentioned earlier, not sometimes, you gotta learn how to say no. And there's more power in the no than saying yes and just giving yourself to everybody. And that, some of y'all fellas may be pissed off at that. Be like, man, you tripping. But, like, hey, when you're able to say no to those things, you gain so much more power. And not only that, like, and yeah, we don't we don't do we learned from our past mistakes. That's another thing that we learned this year is releasing like the past mistakes and realizing that like the past is the past and you're not bound by those mistakes because the actions you take now is what matters. And personally, like being like relationship wise, that was one of the things I I had to work on and improve on with like communication. And any of my mates that you listen to, my brothers and my sisters, like that's one thing I learned this year going into next year to improve on is relationships and being like consistent with that because you don't realize how much time has passed when you just focus on your mission and like everybody's on their own mission and stuff. And I get that and they get that too and I appreciate that they get that. It's just like you're like, damn, I haven't spoken to that person that long. It's like, wow. And realizing that you just have to systemize the communication, like always set up reminders because when you're present and you're getting things done in your life, because time is an illusion. Really, time isn't real. Time is basically just a man-made construct. And what time is basically like your present self-awareness of seeing the timeline go through. So when you're more present with yourself and you're conscious with yourself, you're elevating, you're doing the hard things. And hard equals happiness because when you do, like, I did a 5-minute cold shower today because of day one. Yo, that shit was fucking cold, let me tell you. Like, it was fucking cold. And I was like, damn. But guess what? I did the 5 minutes. It was tough. I stuck out of the water, and because of that, I ended up doing, like, more time. But after the fucking shower, I felt like $1 billion. I felt I felt really fucking amazing. And that's the same feeling when like you do any hard things. Like when you tell yourself you're gonna do it and you do it, that dopamine is different. And that's the type of dopamine that you have to reprogram yourself to do. So I learned that time, relationships, communication, more like improving every aspect of like life, like business. We learned a lot this year. Learned how to get everything in writing, making sure everything's in writing, like who to work with, the psychology. I learned more about numerology, astrology. I learned about myself because the most important knowledge you could have is knowledge of thyself. And under this universal 7 year, and it was a personal 4 year for me. So that's, discipline, structure. Really what it comes down to is what I learned about myself this year is being under that. It was a universal 7 energy, and then it was a personal 4 year for me. It reminded myself the importance of discipline and structure and how to set up your routine and how to utilize basically this year, and I hope this year was a growth year for all of y'all, but this year reminded me to be the captain of your ship and to start steering your ship with the routines, having routine in your day that produce results for yourself. And routines could be anything. Because I know I ever thought that thing. I ever thought about routines. Like, what routine should I set? So it's really routines equals rituals. So if you're overthinking routines, maybe you could think of it as rituals. What rituals can you set up for yourself? And there's no better day to do that than today. Because even though most people are starting tomorrow, what you do today and actually what you did yesterday start to bring momentum into 2024. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do another episode on this, or should we just keep going on this? We're already 14 minutes in. We'll do another episode because tomorrow's going to be a total one day, so it's extremely important that you do something productive or start moving momentum. Because really, you only got to do 2 to 4 hours of work a day. If really focused work and you're productive, it'll get you farther if you do it consistently. So we went a bit long. Maybe this was the rant, but lessons learned. Being okay with saying no, because you don't want being a former people pleaser. Like, it's okay. It's okay to say no. If you really don't have the time to go do that, Because remember, like, it's okay to say no. And when I tell you that, I'm also telling myself that it's okay to say no. Because when you say no to things, you're saying yes to other things. And just from when I thought we were going to conclude this episode, I recalled that another thing I learned is this year I'm currently on phase 3, which is going to be another episode because I did 75 hard, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And like what this has taught me is really, it's all awareness, man. It's all consciousness. It really comes down to just being self-aware and really being able to sit down with yourself and also to be real with yourself. Be aware of that inner dialogue that you have with yourself. So yeah, those are some of the lessons I learned. Being able to delegate your time, being able to delegate time allocation on management. How do you allocate your time? What business deals, learning who to trust, intention wise. Like when people tell you who they are, listen, because they'll tell you exactly who you are. Improving on communication, really realizing who's in your circle, awareness and knowledge of thyself. And yeah, honestly, it was early in the year we traveled. It was great. A lot of knowledge. Now, going into 2024, I want you guys to choose a word. I mean, if you guys are listening to this on the 31st, then you guys will probably listen to it throughout the week, but this will be on the next episode. All right, I'll see you guys.